I think that also would be standing up. It's easier. Is there any?
Okay. Grab the, we call it the Phil Donahue mic.
We try to accommodate.
Thank you. So I hope everybody can hear me. But this model looked better to me to speed it up a little bit. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much to be allowed to speak here today. My name is Schone. I'm from LS Telecom. You're dealing with spectrum management in quite some years, and I was asked now to give a little bit an idea about there is also a business model behind white space, especially TV white space databases, and that is really a questionable thing. And I will now go. Hello? No? Maybe this one. Oh, okay. Just let me speed up a little bit. Just to give you a first idea about it, I made some snapshots from white space database, as you can see here, with low population density, low communication density. You find many available channels for infrastructure, for low power sites. That's easy, and there you can use white space. Question is whether somebody wants to use white space there. If you go more in a place with low population density and quite some communication, not too much communication, but still, you see only few channels available. And if we if you go into DC downtown, you see I have more or less nothing available, and I still have to share with all the other users, and I'm always behind the ones who are in a higher level, like we just said, we have a three-layer approach, and the white space devices are the lowest level. They are more or less rightless. So it's really questionable whether this will, at the end, work out for TV white space. There are some quite proper trials, but we have to understand we are currently in a scenario where we only have few stations running. Here trial, there trial, where a little bit of a network, but that is not what we have, for example, in Wi-Fi, where we really have massive communication, and once this will pop in, it's very questionable. And therefore, not all the slides are in. To give you a little bit of an idea about what are the differences now between what we have in US versus the UK, where the UK regulator Ofcom is just now also starting a white space project. You see, we have on the one hand the external communication we are talking about, and there you see here in this slices different steps of what such a white space database has to perform. And while in US where it's this approach of the database has to do everything on its own, it has to collect the data from the FCC, from the neighbor countries, from the LPRs operators. This is not the same for the UK. In UK, all this is delivered from the Ofcom. This sounds easy, and it sounds as if this would be a much more direct scenario. But if we have a look here to the device communication, where we see we have more or less everywhere the same here. Gray always shows where the difference is really happening, and the difference happens in the propagation calculation, in the analysis of the interference scenarios. And there, the UK model is far more complex than the US model. This, at least in the view of the UK Ofcom, has the advantage, but it is more precise. It is really an approach taking into account terrain shading, building effects, and so on. On the other hand, the calculation effort is massive. I was just talking either Stanford, he said at least a factor of 10. It might be even more. On the other hand, they are not doing calculation so often. The US is having an update frequency of 15 minutes for PMSE or LPR devices, while in UK it's 3 hours. So the US model will be much faster in reaction. On the other hand, in very densely populated areas, we still have, we hope, but with the UK model, it might be that we can identify more real white spaces. But this will only show out once this model is really running. We have now to see how the future turns out. There are different models on the way, and we will at the end see which of the models will prove to be successful. But to the question whether it is really a business model.